Situation Report, Heeresgruppe Ost, November 1940. 9th Army, General von Manstein. After initial minor gains, Ukrainian troops have been pushed back to Ostwall positions. Reporting skirmishes from the Russian side, situation tense but quiet. Reckless Ukrainian assault on Kerch Strait has led to Russian counterattack to break through into Crimea. German division unable to reach in time. Crimea to be considered lost. 4th Army, General von Gelb. Southern flank, Cherniv sector reports contact with Russian divisions along the line. Defensive positions are stable. Russians repelled, inflicting losses. Northern flank, Livonia sector, Russian Schwerpunkt. Trenches could not be held, bunkers bypassed. 3rd Garde Infantry had to retreat after Duchy troops deserted the line. Combined counterattack of 3rd Garde, 46th and 117th unsuccessful in face of Russian reinforcements. Enemy has exploited the breach and pushed towards Valmiera, threatening Riga from 2 directions. Situation critical, possible loss of Riga and complete northern section of Baltic Duchy. General Kesselring has taken control of Lithuanian volunteers and redeployed to Livonia sector for a final attempt at retaking the Ostwall forts. Constant bombardment from the air and absence of any Luftwaffe support dampens morale. If Unternehmen Wartburg fails, evacuation of the north and falling back to the Riga line is recommended. Situation Report, Heeresgruppe Nord, November 1940. 8th Army, General von Falkenhorst. Invasion of southern Norway completed as planned. Taken 10,000 British prisoners near Stavanger. Troops concentrated for final push at Bergen, but supplies are running low. British 101st, together with Norwegian regulars, managed to hold key positions in the city despite exhaustion on all sides. No further offensive operation possible at this point. Recommendation to fall back towards the foremost supply point, regroup, and attempt to cut off Bergen from further reinforcements by land. Lack of available air support hinders operations. Situation Report, Heeresgruppe West, November 1940. 2nd Army, General von Kluge. With the help of divisionary assaults against the French main defensive line at Belfort, 2nd, 3rd and 4th Panzer managed to break through French lines in forests south of city. Losses of Waffenträger units due to mechanical issues and French air attacks. Improved positions allow for flanking counterattacks in case of another major French offensive into Elsass-Lothringen. 3rd Army, General Model. Determined British-French assaults against Dunkirk repelled with horrific losses on enemy side. Sporadic attacks along the line, but no threats of enemy breakthroughs. Morale high. Strategic Directive, Feldmarschall von Rundstedt, Oberste Heeresleitung. Heeresgruppe Ost, continue defensive operations at the Ostwall. Retreat to rear lines permitted in face of overwhelming enemy advantage. Last stand line remains Königsberg-Brest-Litovsk. Await reinforcements. Heeresgruppe Nord, commence planning for complete liberation of Norway. Bergen and Trondheim to be taken before the end of the year. Limited Luftwaffe assets may be provided. Panzer divisions from 2nd Army to conduct Unternehmen Luchs, once war has been declared against Denmark to secure supply lines to Sweden and Baltic Sea. November 1940. We have not managed to take Bergen, and we're retreating the 2nd and 1st Gebirgsdivision south. And there will be Luftwaffe reinforcements. We are pulling air wings, long-range air wings from the Netherlands right now, because that's not where we're running offensive operations. King Ruprecht receives army command. Following the announcement that Crown Prince Wilhelm will return to the front for the Second Weltkrieg, King Ruprecht of Bavaria has been recommended as a commander in the Imperial German Army as well. The commander of Heeresgruppe Ruprecht von Bayern during the Weltkrieg, he proved himself an able commander in spite of having received his position through nobility, and was considered by his peers to perhaps be the only German royal deserving of military command during the entire war. As he is the reigning king and is nearing 70, Ruprecht may not lead with the same capacity he used to, but he has been welcomed by the OHL nonetheless, the Oberste Heeresleitung, Army High Command. Okay, 2% war support, and we are getting a new general. Let's see what he's capable of. Where is King Ruprecht? Ruprecht von Bayern. Flexible strategist, politically connected and cautious. Yeah, I think I'm good. Not probably going to send him to the front lines just yet. He gets on in age. We have some Russian, a small Russian group operating in the Baltic. And the Schlachtgeschwader, the second Schlachtgeschwader the first Schlachtgeschwader is still repairing. Second Schlachtgeschwader is active, expanded to the North Sea to use the advantage of having crippled the British home fleet in the battle, and they might be able to catch some Russian shipping as well. But let's get on with it. So troops are retreating here from the lines. The Swedes are holding near Bergen for now. And the mountain divisions need to recover some organization and some supply, most of it. That's why I'm pulling these two divisions back. We have actually an option here to spend some army experience to improve the mountaineers, but I think I'm gonna hold back for the land doctrine. Yeah, definitely. That's going to be more effective to be used. Okay, we're close to invading Denmark, and we have lost Crimea, more or less. But I'm moving and you please take the railway. I'm moving the 225th Infantry just to the north of the peninsula to potentially hold a Russian breach into the rear. So that's kind of part of the problem here that they might be able to pull through. But yeah, we have many problems on the front, most of which is around here. So let's observe these battles and see if the Lithuanians can actually manage to break through. But I doubt that this is. Yeah, they are running away very quickly and giving up. The conference. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. We are being pushed out in the north. I think the counterattack is. Let's have a quick look on how the counterattack's going here. Yeah, there's no way we're breaking through this. The enemy has aerial superiority. We're taking damage from the air. The Lithuanians are giving up very, very quickly on the attack here. So I don't think we'll be breaking that anytime soon. And the Russians are breaking out everywhere. So I think, given that our troops are starting to be very exhausted here, we are going to start already falling back from the north. I think the Baltic duchies are lost due to the Russians being able to exploit the breakthrough here. Possibly one attempt we can do instead of retaking the line here. So let's stop the attack here, and these assaults are not going anywhere. But what we can try is to hit these two Russian divisions slightly north of the line and see if we can stabilize it that way, and then cut off the divisions in the north here. We'll see if that works out. But the Halifax Conference goes nowhere. Now, there was a bit of a discussion if this was a strategic mistake. The conference goes nowhere. It appears it was barely worth the delegates even coming to Halifax. While the Germans initially appeared willing to talk, the idea of completely staying out of both France and Great Britain didn't appeal. They claimed they would come out of a long and costly war with nothing to show for it, and none of the delegates could convince them anything the Entente would part with would be worth their while. The delegates from the Reichspakt are already returning home, and the Halifax Conference has been deemed an utter failure. They asked too much. Well, see, this is the way it is. The old Germany, the old Kaiserreich, before von Schleicher, would have been very happy to come up with a political solution to get a potentially somewhat, at least temporarily friendly regime in France, and to collaborate against the immediate enemy, and then leave that sort of kick the problem down the road eventually, and try to find a diplomatic solution for the Alsace-Lorraine question and any other kind of revanchist things, maybe by integrating the French into the economic system and all these kind of things. The German Empire under von Schleicher is a very, very different empire at this point, because Germany has been transformed from a pluralistic, sort of pluralistic federal state into a unified state. That is what von Schleicher's grand vision was all about. It was all about bringing the country together under one ideology and one image, with the Kaiser at the helm. And given the given the breakdown of the whole the worldwide political system, the only way that the German Empire is going to have security on the continent, and we've seen what happened when we made peace in the past after the Weltkrieg. It took what 20 years, and we're at it again. So the only way that von Schleicher's Germany is going to, after all the price of total mobilization that we're paying here, is going to come out of this on top is by securing France. And the way we're going to secure France, we're already making contact with sympathetic politicians on the ground that are on our side against the whole syndicalist overthrow and want to come to a stable government under German control. So we will control France. We don't necessarily need to control Britain. They can have Britain. But with France under our control, we'll have safe Atlantic ports with Ireland on our side and eventually liberated if the British end up invading. We will have a control over the Atlantic, and Great Britain would be isolated. Their holdings in Scandinavia gone, Sweden taking control of most of the Scandinavian empires, and we'll see what we do with the East. But yeah, France has to go. We are not giving France back to a potentially hostile, basically helping the French in their civil war to retake and then form a potentially hostile regime once again at the border. This is from where the bombings of whole of Western Germany currently are launched, that we're shooting down in droves. Yeah, not going to happen. So does that mean strategically that we are going to be fighting, that we are too weak, that we're going to fight too many at the same time? I think Germany at this point has expanded the Reichspakt significantly over central, sort of the central African European line here, that we are well, I think we're going to be capable of dealing with these sort of situations without too much trouble. And by the way, it looks like the Ottomans actually are dealing with Greece, and that's great. That's why we have the Ottomans here. They can fight their own war. They don't need Germany to fight the war for them, unlike the Eastern European states, which are still attacking into Russia. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think that was a wrong decision. I think that was very much a correct decision at this point. Now let's see if we can mount. And yeah, they are counterattacking, but I think Indochina we have to look at in a second. I think we might be able to break the Russian advance here, cut off some divisions and see if we can do some damage to them. Sweden wants to join. Yes, you're welcome to join. 3 divisions from South Africa. Absolutely, there's nothing going on in South Africa right now. Belarus wants to join. Yes, and Denmark. Decline. No, Denmark. You have betrayed us one time too many, and the preparations for war with Denmark are 2 days away. So no. And we have these are the South African. Are these the South African divisions? What are they doing over here? Oh well, they are under our control now, and we are in Iran for whatever reason. So we are probably just going to send them over to Indochina, to be honest, and add them to the. Who is this? The 12th Army under Paulus. This is getting a little confusing because I actually have the Wehrbezirkskommando here as well, which is. These 3 are actually taking. These 3 could take care of. They have arrived in Ceylon. They could take care of just securing Ceylon, I guess, but I don't necessarily trust them. So we'll throw them over into Indochina. So let's get these 3, and then we get the divisions here, and they can join. They can join that line, and they can also join the Indochina war. Okay, they are. I can't add them here. All right, just move over there then. Eventually, they make their way over there eventually. All right. So that said, Indochina, let's launch an attack. let's launch an attack into the hills here and see how that goes. And it's just because there are so many different wars going on. Everybody's joining everyone else's war. We have green air here, I think. We used to, at least. But I think we can break through these Indonesian divisions here without too much trouble. And there is a planned naval invasion into the Low Countries. The Dutch are not really securing their ports. I think, yeah, we do need to secure this line over there. I might just, and because I can't spare any troops right now, I might just deploy some of these infantry divisions. How many would I need? Let's just deploy these lines here. Okay, the 7th under list is getting some fresh recruits to take over just guard duty along the Low Countries. Just so the British don't get any funny ideas. They do control the English Channel, and given that they are using their air force quite heavily there, and I'm not going over to contest that at this point, that means we are. And yeah, don't be worried about the red here. That's just because I've sent this to interception rather than aerial superiority. We're still doing the job. We're not just contesting the aerial superiority because we're not even fighting there. But we are shooting down the bombers everywhere. So they are getting fewer and fewer. And we are actually making progress in Operation Paula in reducing the enemy formations there. All right, we do have tactical bombers over Norway now. I've moved the tactical bomber wings over, and they can do close air support here. So I don't think we have. There are a couple of fighters. I can't spare any fighters right now, but the bombers will just have to deal with it themselves. This is ending up not to. Well, we've got the air force there, so this should work out in the end. Okay, everybody here needs to relax. Have they? No, they haven't vacated Bergen. It's fine. We'll let Sweden deal with it for now. And we are going to focus on the Russian front here, where it gets more interesting. Just quickly before we do that, checking that there's naval battles. No, it wasn't an actual naval battle. So just keeping an eye on things and seeing if the Hochseeflotte can spot anything in the North Sea. I've extended the Aufklärungsgeschwader. Oh yeah, and we need to send the naval patrol wings out on here as well. Okay, so that is important that we get 2 naval patrol wings out over the North Sea. Okay, to help with spotting. All right, anything British comes up, we'll find it. In the meantime, we are looking like we are about to cut off a couple of Russian divisions here, north of the lines. And hopefully that is going to, despite the fact that they're counterattacking us here, that is hopefully going to net us the first, and we've declared war on Denmark, net us the first encirclement of overstretched Russian divisions. And maybe this can turn the tide in the Baltic Duchy. We shall see. Okay, before we get to Denmark, the Gotha Waggonfabrik, this was, what do we use this for? Strategic bombing, I think. So that was for the Dorniers. We're just going to keep going down here. This is air attack, air defense, range. Range be nice, I'd say. And what does this lead to? Air defense range and strategic bombing. We'll go down here because that's another bonus on strategic bombing, which is really what I'm after here. So let's do that. We're not yet using the strategic bombers. So that was another question, simply because of the amount of interceptors that are present in Russia. They're not currently going after our scout planes. But if we send the strategic bombers out, they will be shot down. So there's no point in doing that right now. All right, we have declared war on Denmark, which means that the Second Army's panzer divisions are going to run the attack immediately. I am relocating the Marines in case we have problems with the crossings here, but because they are defending in Odense quite a bit. And we do want to push towards Copenhagen. Sweden should be holding Malmö, hopefully, but we shall see. For now, we'll focus the attack. We'll focus the attack into the north, and see if we can follow it up into Odense. And do we have air over Denmark? We do not, but neither do they. So I could divert some air wings from some tactical bomber wings here. So they're all getting a little under strength, honestly, but they have range for Denmark. So let's get 2 bomber wings south into Denmark while we're not really fighting up that much in the north. This attack is probably not worth. No, it is not worth doing. Stop that attack. That's just an infantry division. That's not an actual mountain division. The Swedes are attacking Bergen, but I do need to retreat my troops a little bit to regain some organization. They're not currently in the shape to fight, so two divisions falling back. Attack into Denmark is running. The Russians have reinforced. That is always unfortunate when they reinforce. We'll keep pressing the attack. I'll send the rest of the Lithuanians north and see if we can get them to assist as well. But how does it look in Indochina? We will have to make sure that we're doing this correctly. Let's try to use the momentum, link up, destroy the divisions in the north, and then wrap this up as quickly as we possibly can. Alternatively, we could just push south and destroy the divisions here. But I want to cut off the north if possible. So let's see if we can make that happen. And that also brings us right into Saigon. So I'm going to have to start. I'm just going to have to start allocating some hotkeys because I am switching now between active theaters quite a bit. This is all just French counterattacks that we'll just take at the moment. And the question is, are we going to get through in Denmark? Okay, we'll let the Denmark attack run, but I think the reinforcements from the Russians they've noticed that the line was under threat here. They've reinforced, I think, from the north, and we will see if we can break this. But I have my doubts here. We'll definitely need to potentially start worrying about retreating as long as we still can, and we're not getting cut off in the north here. But let's wait until the Lithuanians from the south are joining the fight, and if we can manage to, the Lithuanians have already been defeated here. If we can manage to break through here, I think we'll have to seize the assault here for now. And we've got some reinforcements, but we've got to wait for the rest of the troops to make their way back. I wait for the Russian counterattack to pass. Yeah, they're reinforcing the lines here quite massively. So again, we'll wait for an opportunity here for the while defending against the Russian attack. But they're pouring a lot of divisions into this now. We're running again the attack here. Let's send. What do we got? The 117th and 101st. That's 5 Russian divisions. I doubt that we can take them, but we will try, and we will send additional divisions in from the west, and we'll see if that's going well. The Empire of Japan is preparing for war against us. Well, we have sort of been fighting the Empire of Japan already. The Chinese have sort of fought them to a stalemate near Pyongyang. I don't know if they've made peace or if they have they made peace? The Second Sino-Japanese War is still going on. The Chinese United Front is still fighting, so I'm not sure. They've sort of stabilized there. But Japan is now going to come after our Pacific holdings. So that is a German East Asian problem, which means we do need to wrap up the fight in Indochina quickly, because the first problem we're going to have is going to be Saigon. However, I don't think they actually... the Kingdom of Siam. I don't think they have any troops on the border, from what I can tell. So we shall see how that goes. But we're going to leave one division behind to defend against the counterattack from the south, and then assist with the assault there. The Russian situation is, not going to. This isn't going to happen. I don't think we'll be. Yeah, they're just keep reinforcing. There are too many troops here, so stop these assaults. We're not breaking through there. I think I'm very close to saying that we need to evacuate at this point. We've got a couple of duchy troops trying to stabilize the line here. We'll leave it for now, but I think all in all we will need to potentially abandon this. Naval invasion on Ireland is still being planned, and we have managed to sink 4 Danish submarines from the air. So well done air groups. However, we have not really managed to sink any of the submarines that we've encountered further north. And the same here. We've lost one. We've lost one of the long-range aircraft, but we have broken through. Unfortunately, the crossing. Yeah, that is not going to happen. So let's instead clean up the front lines, and we will clear up the Danish western region first. So let's get the tanks to move through and destroy the enemy positions here. We've got some cavalry just to hold, and some motorized divisions here. But we're definitely not pushing through to Odense that easily. So let's get the Marines positioned here. Okay, assault in the north is running. We'll probably just defend here for now. We have a potential. We have also a potential to invade from the north in Aarhus, but as long as they're defending Odense this heavily, I have doubts that we can do much there. We'll send the Marines over, but the Marines are also not particularly capable at this stage. So right now we're relying more on the tank divisions. How's it looking supply-wise? We should be able to supply out of Flensburg without too much trouble. And we'll just cut off... there's a supply hub north here near Aarhus. So we'll isolate that. We'll deal with the rest of the troops. And we'll let the tanks do the heavy lifting here, while we are just holding the lines, pushing the troops into the north. Meanwhile, we're breaking through... we're breaking through there, and then these the 2 divisions, the 3rd Königlich Sächsische and the 3rd Infantry, are then going to destroy the Indochina position in the north here. And that's Denmark. In Russia, we're just gonna need to try and defend and hold the lines here and see if we can get an opportunity. But the Russians at this point have, what is this, 7, 9, 14, 15, 18. They almost have a full field army here. So they are definitely heavily leaning into this breakthrough, and we might have to give ground here if we can't. We'll just try to dig in for now. We'll try to hold it, and see if there's going to be an opportunity to break through. All right, Denmark. We're moving north. The Danish are reinforcing north in Aarhus, and Indochina, and everyone is declaring war on everyone. And they are counterattacking against the 6th Panzer Division, but the reinforcements should be able. The reinforcements have arrived. We should be able to hold this. And we can already try to assault the south with the so far unused motorized divisions. Let's see if we can push the Danes out of the south here. They are counterattacking, trying to retake Kolding, but I don't think they will. We'll leave 1 tank division behind. I think they are. Yeah, I think they are already. That tank division can help destroy the troops in the south. We've cut them off at this point. Counterattacks from Viborg, but they are encircled here. Destroy these 2 Danish divisions, and Then we will push north and try to take Aarhus, clear up the rest of the remaining positions in the north. We have green air. We are facing a small number of enemy fighters, which are annoying. There's a lot of disruptions here from these fighters. Unfortunately, we have no fighters available for other operations. Given that we're not fighting in Norway right now, I'm just going to send the rest of the tactical bombers south for now, and we'll use that group to assist with the Denmark operations. Everything's clear. The French are counter-attacking south, trying to plug that breach here. That would potentially give us a possibility to exploit, but we're not in a position yet to do that. Ireland has reinforced their ports, which is good. So Ireland has realized the danger of the situation, and we have what have we sunk here? Just some transports. Are these our transports? No, these are our transports. Why are we? Oh yeah, because we had to open the region, so the transports obviously are going through the region again. Enemy submarines in the area, and we have some scouting cruisers coming up. Is the Geleitflotte not covering this area? They do need to. So Geleitflotte needs to cover this area. We're still we've got a couple of Danish ships. There's a coastal defense ship and a couple of destroyers that we've spotted. And we actually just with which one is this? Yeah, the Schlachtgeschwader has taken on and sunk the HDMS Niels Juel and 10 destroyers. So the Danish Navy is being made very short work of. There's a Danish submarine that's been sunk. So we do need to kind of keep a little bit of an eye on what the second Schlachtgeschwader is getting themselves up to. But I don't think any significant damage on our side. It's just minor skirmishes. I'm more interested in catching any of the Brits in the ocean, but it seems that the home fleet has completely returned to their ports. All right. Situation. Troops here have recovered, so we do need to restart the assault on Bergen. Let's get these divisions. No, I want them on the short. I should have a shorter front line. Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's shorten this line. Let's shorten this line just for an assault on Bergen. Yeah, we'll just go head on into Bergen, I think, at this point. So let's get that even shorter. Just direct assault on Bergen, and we're going to get these 2 divisions on here, and we've got 2 more divisions here that can already, together with the present Gebirgsjäger, start the assault directly on Bergen. Let's take the supply hub off them, which means I am going to have to redirect the Navy, the Air Force again, because that means we are actually going to need probably 3 air wings on the region here to assist with that. The Netherlands wants to join. I'm just going to go through that quickly. Cuba is sending more divisions. German East Asia is joining. This is just because there are so many different wars going on. So we'll just have to, nothing interesting here. We'll just have to get through that. Okay, that's all good. And we have a Cuban division. Honestly, since Cuba is joining wars, just secure Havana, and we'll leave it at that. I don't really want to use. The Cubans are shipping their divisions all over the Atlantic, which is unwise given the naval situation. But we'll deal with that when we get there. I think we can already. We don't need all the tank divisions here. We can already start pushing north towards the Viborg and get across the river line there, and then begin the assault on Aarhus once we've cleared up the northern lines here. The Danish divisions are falling. How is the Russian situation? We're defending, lots of Russian troops in, but the lines have somewhat stabilized. How is the rest of the Russian front looking? We are getting pushed. They are breaking through the lines here as well in northern Ukraine. So the Ostwall here is not holding. We've got 2 divisions. We can send one over to assist with the defense, but I doubt that we can actually hold this line here. They're still attacking. So the Ukrainians are still madly attacking. And have we secured potentially? Yes, we have secured the north of Crimea. They're still holding Sevastopol. And in Indochina, we are making our way through, but it's getting relatively close. So I think once we've taken this position, then we should be potentially just holding that for now. So no further offensive operations. Combat defeatism has completed, which I think should have reduced it gives us 20% war support, which is great because we were running a little low on war support. So measures in Germany have been taken to reduce the lacking preparedness modifier, and it's still at the same values that it was before, but measures have been taken to deal with to make the population understand that we are at war, in an existential war, and that their expectations need to be adjusted accordingly. Anyway, there should be another one that is preparedness. So the whole branch here is on the lacking preparedness way. So what do we got here? This one increases the Notabitur. Abitur is the high school graduation, at least on the path if you want to go to university. There are 2 other high school degrees that you can get in Germany that are not permitting you to go to university, but this is that one. So emergency high school graduation in order to get more young people onto the front lines. I think what else we got here? We've got modify the UFA, which we currently don't have as a political advisor. So it does not make sense. If we do at some point, that would improve that, which is good. But I think we're going to go with the anti-sedition laws, because the left has been causing a lot of problems recently, or generally throughout the time. And this brings us towards dissolving socialist organizations, which I think is the direction we are going to take. So let's go this way. That's done. And Indochina, we are breaking through. Okay, and then just hold here. No, just hold here, please. For now. There we go. Okay, massive counterattacks, immediate massive counterattacks all around. So we'll see if we can hold out here. Hopefully the German troops are going to assist somewhat, and we can actually end up destroying these divisions there. We are still waiting for further reinforcements. In Denmark, we have made our way into and captured Viborg, which means we can, once the assault there is defeated, go after Aarhus. I'm going to try again and see if I can set up the Marines for a front line. No, for some reason, okay, now there it is. And then plan the capture of Copenhagen. So we'll get the Marine divisions. We'll get the Marine divisions into slightly better shape. Can we do... these are absolutely terrible. We can give them at least some support artillery, because they have absolutely no firepower right now. But I don't want to spend the army XP. Instead, we should be able to... we can get all infantry and motorized mech get 10%, 10 organization, not 10%, 10 organization and 10% defense. So that's definitely valuable. We have potentially an air doctrine available here. What could we got? Interception mission efficiency, that'd be good because we're using that right now. This is for air superiority. This is better because we're fighting Operation Paula, and that goes straight into that. And this is interception detection, which will also be good. But I think we'll be focusing on dogfighting experience and getting that done. And then naval doctrines, we have submarine ops, or we're going further down the improving the Schlachtgeschwader. I think we're going to go with convoy sailing for now. Let's do that. Okay. And we can then, once the situation in the north has improved, launch the assault. Okay, we've got troops ready for an assault on Bergen. So let's begin the attack. We have the aerial superiority, so Falkenhorst's troops are on the move towards Bergen. We are getting 2 more divisions here to reinforce. They can potentially attack in the north if necessary. But I think we are about to take Bergen, which is going to give us, so just support the assault. We are about to take Bergen, which is going to give us the necessary supply. Okay, everything is a bit better organized. We're getting the panzer divisions to move on Aalborg, and then once we have isolated Aarhus here, then we can launch some operations there. In the north, with the help of the Luftwaffe, we are about to take Bergen, and the incursion. The Swedish troops in the north are still isolated. The Swedes are not doing a great job of defending at Luleå. So that is a potential problem going forward. And obviously a naval invasion from Finland into, say, Stockholm would be devastating. But these are scenarios where we are literally just not having enough troops to deal with it. In the Ukrainian front, I think we've had breakthroughs in the northern parts near Cherniv. Yes, we're kind of holding, but the Russians are breaking through the fortifications here with just concentrated assaults. So we're going to have to basically redraw the lines here a little bit. Okay, in Indochina, the 3rd Königlich Sächsische Infanteriedivision is desperately trying to hold on against enemy counterattacks and breakout attempts. We have the 3rd Infantry Division, which can potentially assist in the defense, but all these divisions are very much exhausted at this point. However, in Germany, growing preparedness, the initial glut of the Imperial German Army and the industrial base appears to be receding, and the fighting prowess of our soldiers is getting back to shape thanks to growing flows of new material from the factories and a wave of propaganda. Slowly, the Empire will return back to fighting shape, and when that happens, all of our enemies will tremble. So we can... we've got 2 options here. We can... so right now, the lacking preparedness modifier is reducing air mission efficiency by 7%, naval organization by 7%, 14% discovery rate and defense, and minus 14% factory output. We can now change this by saying we will reach Paris in no time, which gives us 1% and a couple of things, and that it does exactly the same thing. So the top one just reduces it and makes it a bit more boisterous. The lower one, we're just yes, we are running propaganda, but we're not going to instill overconfidence, because I think that was part of the problem in the first place, that people were overly confident. Let our people labor without the fanfare. And we're not yet running the assault on Paris, so let's not make any kind of promises in the contrary. So that means lacking preparedness is now somewhat reduced, and I don't know if this would happen automatically, but a massive syndicalist attacks along the lines here. Any kind of naval operations, just just sinking more Mexican convoys. We do have to keep a slight eye on the number of convoys. I actually have to, I think I don't have convoy production honestly here, so I'm going to add some of that. We have some factories coming online, but I think we will prioritize those and build some more convoys. Okay, we've got some dockyards coming online. We are making hay in the Atlantic. The happy times are still continuing. And what are we sinking here? I honestly don't know what that is, but we sunk it. It was a convoy, and it's gone. So any kind of shipping going through the Mid-Atlantic Gap, especially from Mexico, any material support from Mexico for the fighting for the syndicalist fighting on the continent is going absolutely nowhere. The Bulgarians and the Ottomans will have to deal with the Greek situation by themselves. The Ottomans have occupied outlying Greek islands, so hopefully they can push on from there. And in Indochina, which is where we kind of have to. Oh no, actually we need to check. We need to take a look at Denmark. I think the tank divisions can just run the assault on Aalborg. Not the cavalry, we'll leave that here for defense. Okay, tank divisions run there. German East Asia has excess machine and pistol of 40s, so please send those to us. More than happy to take them. And okay, Indochina is where we're going to have to concentrate. And yeah, Japan is about to enter the war, which is going to be really bad. So hopefully the German East Asian Navy, against all other expectations, is going to be able to. Oh, they've broken out. That is bad. They have broken out. I was trying to prevent that, but we will try to retake the position. And no, you just attack from the north. We really need some more troops here. We'll try to retake the position, but in fact, this is just going to push the troops out east, actually. So let's do this differently, because one division has moved further inland. So we will we'll just cut them off. Okay, actually, German East Asia can take care of that. So. Let's get the divisions back into place. There's a large number of enemy troops in Saigon, and I think these are all Indochina divisions. What do we know about Indochina? How many divisions do they actually have? We don't know much, but they have a fair amount of divisions. So destruction is definitely the way to go here. And okay, we'll wait for our infantry divisions to get back into fighting positions. All right, what happened in the commune here? The Indian commune has seized our control in Pondicherry, south of Madras. Soldiers swept into Pondicherry this morning and seized control of our local forces almost before they could lift a finger. The commune claims Pondicherry to be rightfully Indian territory, and for the moment there seems to be little we can do about it. This outrage will not go unanswered. They have taken control. They've taken control of the port. We are going to. The commune is going to be joining the war, I think, on the syndicalist side, one way or another. Interestingly enough, the Ottomans are fighting in southern Russia here, which is quite fascinating. So the Ottoman Empire is making a push through Iran into the Russian heartland. That is a welcome diversion, I would say. Meanwhile, along the front lines, have we managed to stabilize? Well, we'll just gradually fall back if need be. I'll just make sure that we're not trying to retake any territory. But yeah, the wall, the Ostwall is still mostly holding. We've lost some positions north of Cherniv, where we're still holding the airport there, and we're digging in. In the rear. In the north here, we are holding for now, but I think we are under quite intensive Russian aerial attacks now. It's just a couple of support planes, but we can't spare any fighters because they're busy otherwise. The Danish have landed in Helsingborg, but at least Malmö is under control. So we have taken Viborg. So we are now going to launch an all-out assault, except for the marine divisions. All right. So all divisions, 10th and 2nd Army, launch the attack on Aarhus. There we go. Marine divisions are going to hold the line here and get ready for a potential counterattack at Odense. We have taken Bergen, so now we are actually in a situation where we have supply for further northward operations. There's I think one more supply position. Where was it? There was one. Yeah, there's one supply position. Bergen is currently. We're currently not controlling the railroad to around Bergen, so that connects Bergen. So that's something we need to do. But there's a supply position here, so we will launch an assault on that. Currently, Air Force is well within range to deal with. There's an airport north of Bergen that we can take, but we can now plan where we're going to go next from here. I'm interested to actually make a move on Trondheim directly. So I'm going to take these the 6 mountain divisions here and relocate towards the Trondheim front and cut all the northern troops off from that line. So let's. The question is going to be: do we have supply there? Potentially not so much. So we might have to push from the south here, take the supply hub, and then make a move towards Trondheim. Okay, so let's get the front lines reorganized and get everything planned. Okay, Unternehmen Sandbank means the German troops are going to relocate east and plan the assault along the lines of supply towards Trondheim. And we're already sending the vanguard to take the supply hub there. We have a naval invasion in the Caribbean. That is Dutch territory, not something we're going to be dealing with here. But it looks like these Venezuelan troops. Doesn't look like. Anyway, the Dutch are the first battles in the Caribbean happening. So yeah, Cuba really should have left their troops at home. That would have been beneficial. Japan is still planning to enter. We have an available war goal against India. We're not yet going to do that, but I do have a new infantry division for the Eastern Front. So let's see what we've got already. 5 army groups. What do we got? We've got the 11th under Hase, which is holding the lines in the south here, and can potentially maybe launch some attacks at some point, but right now we're not that interested. We are very much out of supply there, actually, so I'll probably shorten the lines here a bit and make sure that we're not sitting around out of supply and just holding positions against the Russian forces. We have the Fremdenlegion under Kesselring, and then we just have the regular groups. I think I'm going to move. The Marines to the 6th Army to Heeresgruppe Nord for now, and we're going to take that division here as the 14th, not the 14th Army. That's the one. Why is that even here? That can go to a new theater. We'll move that around eventually, but we can add them to a new army. That's the 15th Army, and they can be under. We don't need a skilled staffer for that because it's going to be an assault army. So let's see who we can find. Guderian is more for. Guderian is supposed to take over the tank divisions out of that. How many are we training here? A couple of Sturmdivisionen and then 6 Panzerdivisionen for the east. They can, well, maybe we'll make this. We'll put them under Guderian for now, and that'll be part of the Heeresgruppe Ost. And the 15th is going to become the assault group for counterattacks. So let's begin by sending them here and attempting to retake the Russian territory, just reinforce that a little bit. We have problems with supply. No, that's all in progress. Let's see. Which one is it? Aluminium from German East Asia. Aluminium, yeah, German East Asia has problems sending us aluminium, so we'll reduce that. We are probably importing too much rubber at this point. Okay, we might even need less rubber than that. But okay, that's because it's a colony, we can't do anything about it. Same here. And we're now not getting enough aluminium. So I think we'll just take everything that German East Asia has, even if it's not 100% fulfilled. So that's all in good shape. Okay, back to the war on the ground, where we are redeploying in Sweden. It's end of November. The plan is to take Trondheim before the end of the year, and I think that is going to be possible. Please take the trains to redeploy. And make sure that you get into position in time. Denmark, we have sunk 7 Danish destroyers, and I am just going to have to keep an eye on naval battles so that I don't miss anyone. But this is just Atlantic battles. They're not that interesting. Just in case the second Schlachtgeschwader is moving out somewhere. There is a naval battle going on. The Dutch are actually... there's the home fleet. Battle of the English Channel. Why is the Schlachtgeschwader not intercepting? Because they are intercepting somebody else. I think that's single Norwegian destroyer there. Have we added... Yes, I would love them to actually move to the English Channel and assist with interception and assist with this battle, because that's where the actual the remnants of the home fleets are here. That's where they should be. Unfortunately, at the time that the news broke, they had already made sea towards the northern part of the North Sea. So we will see. We will see if they can. join battle here. The Dutch are coming in to fight the British in the English Channel, and it would be amazing if the second Schlachtgeschwader could. No, they are actually occupied elsewhere. Where are they now? Yeah, it would be great if they could actually join. They're returning to port. Okay, that's where they are. They're returning to port. We'll see if they can join this battle. Right now, it's a question if the British are going to, if the Dutch actually are going to make it there in time. No, I think the battle the groups have disengaged, and there is, what are we having here? Submarines. We're hunting submarines, rather unsuccessfully. But fair amount of enemy submarines. 2 have been sunk here. So they have increased submarine operations in the North Sea, and the Schlachtgeschwader has returned or is returning to port, and has not managed to intercept the British home fleet. But it's good to know that the home fleet is active in the Channel, just defending along the French line. Denmark. We are about to... we have taken Aarhus, actually. So there is a potential for a counterattack once we have... how's the air situation? I've got green air over Denmark, and we've got green air over Norway. Unfortunately, no fighter cover. In Germany... Okay, they have ceased operations in the Rhineland. And they have ceased they're still operating over Lower Germany, but they've ceased operation in the Rhineland. So we can throw our Zerstörergeschwader into the northern France region and assist with Operation Paula, because that gives us additional firepower, and will will help with winding down the enemy fighter craft in the region. Southern Germany interception is still ongoing, but we've cleared the enemy attacks on the central area, and that's Mid-Atlantic Gap. Not having to worry about it. 2 divisions actually in Aalborg. We might need to chase these down. We get some cavalry divisions to chase these down and make sure that they don't get out. Everybody else move on to the front line. We do have the marine divisions ready for a joint attack onto Odense. In case we can push south, we can counterattack south out of Aarhus and make our way across. The Danish incursion into Sweden has been sort of confined to Helsingborg for now, but it looks like they are breaking out further north. The Swedes are now reinforcing, and Swedish divisions are getting destroyed in the north, unfortunately. And it looks like they have pulled the defenders out of Luleå. So I might have to, unfortunately, I may have to take an infantry division. Yeah, we'll take one of the 8th Army's regular infantry divisions and get them to move towards Luleå and just defend the port here. So please make your way there, because we don't. I don't think they are going to. I don't think they are going to necessarily hold there otherwise. All right, attack on the supply position in the north here is ongoing. Was it Lillehammer? Maybe. It looks like It looks like the Swedish have left Bergen undefended, which is not something we can do. So let's send an infantry division over to defend Bergen. I'm going to need more divisions, am I? And and we have a battle in the North Sea. What are we engaging? No, sorry, we're just spotting at this point. We're spotting a British second Schlaggeschwader a British group. Second Schlaggeschwader is ready to engage. So we'll have to keep a close eye and see if we can catch whatever British group that is and do some damage to the home fleet. How about the Indochina situation? Okay, we're still moving. Yeah, we're moving into position, reconstituting the units along the front line. We've managed to encircle one enemy division at least, and German East Asian troops are taking them out now. They are sending in reinforcements, which is good. And I think even potentially, the road to Saigon in the south should be our next objective here. All right, so that's done. Russian situation. We're still defending and viciously, and the center of their attack is to secure their central position here, which is understandable. So I think I am going to shrink the line for the Lithuanian volunteers and get them to move north to secure that position. The improved large airframe is done, so we're going to be designing and the Russians have decrypted our ciphers. That is bad. So we definitely need to increase our cryptography standards. Large airframe is completed, which is great. I think, how are we on? We have one position on air. Yeah. So let's catch up with the air situation here. Cannons. Yeah. Let's get that done. We're doing it on Focke-Wulf. So for better ground attack positions, and we are going to design a new. Where is it? No. Here. We are going to design a new strategic bomber, I would say. Our current strategic bomber is the Dornier 19A. So we've got three bomb racks in there, 6 engines. Radio navigation, heavy machine gun, and a couple of light machine gun defense towers. Okay, so let's see what we can come up with in. Let's see how much we only have 34 air experience, so Let's see what we can get done here. So sextuple engines potentially, a large bomb bay. Let's see how many of them we can fit in, and we can definitely fit in additional ones, but we just have to check that thrust to weight ratio is still acceptable. We do need electronics, so both bomb sights and radio navigation, I think, are what we need. So bomb sights and radio navigation, 62. And then defensive turrets, twin heavy machine gun defensive turrets. Let's see what we can... these are excessively expensive. Can we get this down to 4 engines? No. That would be a little cheaper, but these things are very expensive. So to a 2,000 kilometer range, we still got, we can still fit more defense turrets in there. We could still fit bomb base, so that would still work. So that is an excessive amount of strategic bombing. And I think we've still got enough for a heavy machine gun defense turret. This is an incredibly expensive bomber, but we'll get more factories onto that to start strategic operations in earnest, because that'll also help with the operations against France and definitely against Russia. This is something we want to do. Let's see, what do we got? Anything with 6 engines? I think that's probably what we're going to be running with. Okay. And I can't remember what equipment tag we used previously. So I'll fix that in a minute. So that's the HB 177. I'm going to have to look up what that actually is. I think that's meant to be a Heinkel 177 Greif. Or Griffon. Let's use that designation. That did not look like that or had six engines, because Germany did not really build these kind of strategic planes. But let's save that, and then decommission the where is it? The Dornier 19A. I'm not yet going to go after the maritime, the Condors. We'll just decommission the Dornier 19 for now. And we are going to change the production line over. I'm just going to completely change it over at this point, because it's relatively few. We only have 1.5 air wings at this point. So where's the Dornier line? There it is. So the Dornier 19 line is going to switch to the Heinkel 177 Greif. And we are probably going to need about 30 factories on that, so more factories to come. Definitely going to need more convoys, because we're running a lot of trade convoys at this stage. All right, operations in Denmark. We're struggling to, cavalry is struggling to make the breach over into Aalborg. So we'll see if they can manage, but otherwise we will have to send more experienced troops. But we have a potential counterattack into the islands north of Odense here. The Danish are trying to attack to retrieve their positions in Kolding, giving the Marines a potential for counterattack as well. But let's get the full weight into the north here. Yes, it is a. We do have to get across the sea, but it is. They are so weakened from the failed attack that they can't really take the counterattack there. In Russia, where we're here in Russia, yeah, we got to send the troops north, and I think the Russians are running relatively low on supply, so they might have overstretched themselves. They have poured an incredible amount of troops into this position, but they're really taking this seriously. But we'll try. We're still holding, and we will try to counter them, and see if we can if we can cut the northern part of this salient off. Rest of Russia, I do have to keep a little bit of an eye on things at times, just to make sure that we're not getting pushed out any further. And yes, it looks like the Ukrainians have still held the Ostwall in the north, but we just don't have enough troops here to. We'll just dig in behind the lines in case they, because we've already shown that we can't hold these lines. And Mariupol needs to be defended as well, and it looks like Sevastopol is holding for now. So another Russian position here, but the Turkish are causing the Russians some problems in the south here, and in Indonesia. Divisions have made their way. I'm going to change the front line here now that we've secured the position, get these troops to move over. And then we will probably launch an attack directly towards Saigon. How's the supply situation here? We may have to get supply. Yeah, there's not much supply in the area at all, but we should be getting supply out of Nha Trang. So launch into Saigon. Hopefully finish this off before Japan attacks in earnest. So we can focus on that conflict. And I think the Schlachtgeschwader is currently not intercepting anybody. The aircraft are going after enemy submarines and are doing some damage. And Cuban convoys being sunk in the North Sea, unfortunately. There are smaller groups operating here, so hopefully the Schlachtgeschwader can make their way over. And it looks like we're still good here. We're good here, and we're good here. It looks like the Operation Paula is coming to a close. We're now outnumbering the French in the air quite significantly. So I think once the Denmark operation has completed and we can send the Second Army south to launch attacks against the French, then we are in a good position to begin Fall Gelb, Operation Gelb, rather, and begin the assault in the north towards Paris. That's going to be a hard fight, but for now we have taken the position in the north here. We're just waiting for the rest of the divisions to arrive, so these two can join the general assault here. And then we will launch the attack. We can potentially already push north. That's actually undefended there. So we can push north here, and that's across the river. So it's less than ideal. But I think everybody's canceling material support. I think they're reasonably weak. And we have a potential here to cut off some of the Norwegian troops in the south with the support of the Air Force. We're just going to have to make sure we're holding Bergen. So that's that situation. All right. I think that's been a successful episode. The invasion of Denmark is ongoing. We're probably going to be taking Copenhagen relatively soon. And I think we are just going to leave the Danes in the north there. Let's just leave one cavalry division to block them at Aalborg. And then we'll run a pincer operation in Odense, and then move over into the main towards Copenhagen. And Denmark should fall. Second Army is going to sweep south. Russia is still kind of holding, and everything else is Indonesia is starting to look a little sketchy. I definitely need my reinforcements. They are currently still shipping across the Indian Ocean, and the commune in India is definitely not on friendly terms with us at this point. So I am going to get the Ostafrika Geschwader, which is currently stationed. Where are they stationed? I think I thought I sent them towards Ceylon. Where are you? Okay, they have returned to Madagascar. I think Ceylon would be the better port, so please relocate to Ceylon and then begin convoy raiding operations. So both of them actually. Convoy raiding active. So let's see if we can catch some enemy convoys. These are very old ships, so we'll see if we can catch some convoys in the region. But overall, I would say we haven't seen anything from the States yet. We're still sinking. We're still sinking submarines. We're still sinking convoys in the Mid-Atlantic quite successfully. We are losing some convoys as well on occasion. I'm not sure why we had convoys over here. I don't think we were trading with Cuba, but all in all, naval operations in the Atlantic successful. Invasion of France to begin. Russian situation tense but not critical. Denmark about to fall. Norway about to fall before the end of the year as planned, and Indonesia needs to fall before the end of the year as well. That's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.